Well, hello and happy Friday to you all. I got on today to share with you something that I experienced when I first got saved, when I first gave my life to the Lord back in 1991. It was actually 1990. It was New Year's Eve. So, anyway, um, my sister and I was really close, and she got saved before I did, and she joined the church. And so she had told everyone about how she had moved out and she had got an apartment. So everyone, she had got familiar with a lot of people at the church because she's like, really outgoing. I'm not, I'm introverted. And so she had told them all about it, and everyone wanted to throw her a housewarming party. And so that's exactly what the plan was. So she told me about it, and I was like, well, I'm going to go over there early and then I'm going to leave because I don't know those people. It don't sound good, I know. But anyway, so I went over to the apartment early and people was already there. And I was like, oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. That's God. Can I come over here and be with my sister by myself? And I heard him really clear saying, these are the people that's going to be in heaven. And you say you want to be in heaven too. I was like, yeah, but I just wanted to be with my sister for a little while. And I didn't hear anything else after that. So I went into the party and I was like, talking to everybody. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, because, you sit back and you think how something's going to be. And it's normally not going to be that way at all. It's mostly the devil trying to get you to stay separate from people. That's his job. But anyway, so after the party was over and stuff, I went back home and got showered and stuff and got into bed for my night's rest. And woe and behold, I fell asleep. And guess what? I ended up in hell. Yes, there was a big bright light shining over my head. I mean, you could feel the heat from the light. And it was holding me up like this. And it was like lowering me down into a cave. And in this cave, it was like craters all around. It's like a throat. It's like a throat. Yeah, it was like going down, and so it was extremely dark. And when we finally got down to a certain spot, I was able to see that some images, and it was some people, and the people was dressed up in robes and things like disciples or something. And this is what made me you okay, let me not get ahead of myself. But anyway, when we got down there, I saw these people dressed in robes and stuff, but it was all gray. And you could tell they had been down there for a very, very long time because it was everything was gray. Their face, everything was gray. They didn't have any eyeballs. It was just little eye sockets with little lights shining through. But you could see their expression. If they get angry, you could see it. But at that time, they was talking real nice and saying, I love you, Jesus. And so if Jesus was holding me up, I love you, Jesus, and let me out of here. Get me out of here. Please let me out. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. They was begging God, begging Jesus to forgive them. I didn't hear him say a word. I didn't hear him say anything. But something he did or said, I couldn't see it because, like I said, I couldn't look up. They knew what he said, and it was a rejection, and they was very upset. So they started screaming and profanity and saying horrible things. And every time they would say something really bad and profound, I mean profanity, cussing, and it was just crazy. Every time they would do that, I would feel it. It would feel like cuts and punches, and it was like it was just beating me up. I was feeling all this pain from their words, and so I was like, it got to the point that it was so bad. Then Jesus pulled me out. But when he pulled me out, he took me to another place. Oh yeah, let me not leave this part out. There was a guy trying to crawl out of the cave, and he was going up, and he tried to grab a host to me, and he slipped back down, and he was cursing really bad. That's when he pulled me out. And then when he pulled me out, he took me over to this place where there was a lake, and I heard of the lake of fire, but I didn't see any fire. All I saw was black oil. It looked like oil, and it was smoking. So I knew it was hot. And it was these little imps, I would say, look like little fur balls, black, really dark, just black fur balls, huge but short. It was furry and big, and they had like these huge eyes and fangs, and they had like these little swords in their hands. They was marching around that whole that pond of hot boiling something. And I don't know if I was getting ready to get in there. I don't know what's gonna happen, but all I know, I saw that, and as they grinned and laughed at me, music started to play, and this music was so horrendous. It was demonic. It was like, and you know, the devil was an instrument in hell. I mean, heaven. Sorry, in heaven, he was a beautiful instrument, and when God kicked him out because of his pride, he fell down to here to the earth. And so he loves music, and he made music that, I mean, in hell you could feel the music. It was like pulling you apart. Just, it was all in your head, and it's like driving you crazy. It was like, I can't even explain it now, because God didn't really want me to remember anything, because I'm gonna explain to you that part too. I'm getting before myself again. But when it was getting so bad, the Lord woke me up. And when he woke me up, I woke up and I was laying next to my husband. And I looked over, but I couldn't move. I just could look over with my eyes, and I was trembling. I was trembling, shaking, scared to death, because I still heard the music. It was in my bedroom. And I knew everything they was saying, and it was driving me crazy. It's like I was losing my mind. And I went back to sleep like that instantly. It was like boom, I fell back asleep. And that was the first time I fell back to sleep. Okay, when I woke up the second time, still heard it, but it wasn't as loud. Third time, it was gone. I didn't know none of the words. I didn't remember none of the melody, the music, nothing. All I know was horrible, scary, crazy music. And so all of a sudden, I saw a bright light appear on my closet door. And I was able to move then, so I turned my head, and in the front of it was the church that I was attending. I saw the pulpit, and the rostrum, and one of the ministers that speaks there was there, and he said, "From the abundance of your heart, your mouth speak." And then it went away, and I never knew what that meant right then, because I was a baby Christian. But later on, I realized God was letting me know what was in my heart. I didn't have the love that He wanted me to have. God didn't want that respect the person love. You got a favorite person over here, or I like this person. No, you're supposed to love everybody. We're supposed to love everybody, even our enemies. We have to love them. Jesus loved us so much, even when we was his enemy, that he gave his life so that we could live. And we got to be just like him. God is not going to have that stuff in heaven. No, the devil got kicked out. Remember that? And he's not going to let anything else in there that's not like him. And I want his love, and I want to be obedient, and I want to do what he called me to do, and be who I'm supposed to be. And most of all, I want that love, because that is the most important thing of all, to love God and love your neighbor as you love yourself. God bless. Have a wonderful day.